So we get to review a show about a priest?
Yes! And even better, it's based on stories written by G.K. Chesterton.
Ooh. Greetings and welcome to another episode of Catholicism and Coffee. I am Stephen Kaczynski.
I am Beth Kaczynski.
We talk about Catholicism, all things Catholic, and enjoy some great brews, including the Catholic creative life. Today we're going to be talking this will be the first of hopefully many reviews of various media. We're going to start out pretty light today. We're going to be talking about a great series called Father Brown, which came out, I believe, in 2015 was the first season. We'll be talking about the first season of the show because we haven't watched more than that as of yet. Another full season of that. We started season 2, but we haven't finished.
Yes.
And it's still ongoing, which is amazing.
Yes. Called
Father Brown. It's a British series starring Mark Williams in the title role.
A.K.A. Mr. Weasley.
A.K.A. Arthur Weasley from the Harry Potter films, and he's brilliant in this role.
He is excellent.
So, so you can find that at various places. Father Brown, some of you are probably wondering, wait a minute, I've heard that name before. Where did I hear it? He was a literary character created by G.K. Chesterton, where he would solve various crimes, mostly murders. So this series kind of follows along. It's loosely based on the stories for the most part, but it's so we get to follow this character. So what are our thoughts on Father Brown Season 1?
Yeah. So overall, it is just a well-done show in general. Good acting, good camera work, good production design.
Yeah, you can tell it's not one of those high-budget blockbuster things, and let's be honest, it doesn't need to be.
No.
Pay attention, Hollywood.
Yes. But then beyond just, it's actually good in all of these areas, it shows a good Catholic story. It has a great depiction of a priest. He's very honorable. And whoever wrote it, whoever adapted it, they actually know the faith. They know Catholicism.
Fairly well, actually. Yes. So it's set in the 1950s. So this is before Vatican II. So there's a lot of Latin. There's certain practices that are not the most familiar to all of us now. The Latin Mass crowd will love it. But especially Mark Williams' portrayal of Father Brown is it's very heartfelt. He has intellectual curiosities. He's quirky.
Yeah.
Him and his bike and his very big hat. But also he's got a very offbeat British sense of humor. And it shows throughout his interactions with other characters and such, which is always enjoyable.
Yes, and I like that, they depict a priest appropriately, but they also depict him as very human. Because sometimes priests are just depicted as, they're off in their own little corner looking down on the world. It's like, no. Have you ever met a priest? Have you ever talked to your parish priest? They're human beings. They have their likes and their dislikes and their interests and their quirks.
He actually goes to like society parties and such.
Yes.
He's not being a drunken buffoon or anything like that. He enjoys the festivities. He has a little glass of wine on occasion, just enjoying it and enjoying good food. Yeah, one of his vices, he likes food. And he's a bit of a food critic, but nothing wrong with that. We know plenty of priests like that. We're not naming names.
We're not naming names.
And there are times he actually is very human and where he has to deal with his own sinful nature. And he's very self-aware, which is really nice to see, because there are times he gets genuinely angry. And when he realizes it, he has to pull back and calm himself. And he can also be a little smug.
Yes.
Because he is very intelligent and is able to solve these things. Because he thinks differently than people.
Yes. And he is solving these murder mysteries. And there's people who come to him for confession a lot. And it's like, there's a priest, he's solving mysteries. And there's confession, there's evidence. But he never breaks the seal of confession.
Never. But when he is hearing the confession, he often encourages people to turn themselves in or whatever, or tell the truth about a situation. But he doesn't break confidence. He doesn't break the seal of confession. He is, as you said, a great term for him is honorable.
Yes. And there's people who come to him with some pretty serious sins, but he doesn't condemn them. He doesn't judge them. He doesn't say, oh great, well now you're going to be guilty in this murder case, because that's never the case, I don't think.
He's never said anything like that. He's like, you need to tell the truth.
Yes.
You need to turn yourselves into the police. You need to tell, you need to own up to things.
Yes. But he always does it with a lot of compassion. He's always saying, you can be forgiven. There's no sin too big, essentially.
Yeah.
So, great portrayal of a priest.
And he also is very adamant about consequences for actions.
Yes.
People don't get off scot-free. And he's very adamant about that, and it's a beautiful, beautiful portrayal.
Yes.
What are some other thoughts that you have?
I'm just thinking of other things that make this not just a good story, but a good Catholic story. Where we talk about this a lot in our course, we'll go into that later, where you have to know in your media, is good good, is evil evil. And that is definitely the case here. They don't try to justify, oh, well, it was okay to murder him because blah, blah, blah.
No.
They're just like, you're a murderer, this is bad.
Yeah, they're pretty adamant about, and there are some side characters who have a ton of issues. If you've ever studied British society, that a lot of arranged marriages and spouses are having affairs and such, and they get, their shame is not hidden. It's pretty open out there. You have your stereotypical parish secretary who's a bit of a gossip, and Father Brown on multiple times chastises her and chides her for such nonsense.
Yes. And it's like we've talked about how Father Brown's always very compassionate, telling people they can be forgiven, but he never says, oh, it's okay to commit this sin.
No. Never once. He actually encourages them to turn away from it.
Yes.
Metanoia. There's one episode, I can't remember if it's in season 1 or 2, but a woman at first is having an affair with someone, and she realizes, oh, this is wrong, what am I supposed to do? And he actually encourages her to go into religious life and to kind of find peace, because she says the only peace I have is here. And so he encourages her to go to religious life, and then she does. It's a beautiful scene, and it breaks the heart of the guy, but he then accepts it because he realizes, you know what, you're right. This is better for her.
Yes.
In short, Father Brown loves. And if you've never heard this definition of love, I highly recommend you listen very closely if you don't take anything else from this episode. Love is willing the good of the other.
That's what St. Augustine told us.
So, Father Brown loves. He wills the good of other people, even if they're nasty, vile people. There's one point, he's arguing with a detective who's an atheist, and the detective kind of mouths off to him, and he goes, oh, well, you're even doing this for the atheists? He goes, especially for the atheists. I probably butchered the scene, but that's his character, to will the good of the other person. So, needless to say, we highly recommend it. It's very well done. It's very well written. Pacing is usually pretty good. The things I usually gripe about on modern movies, it actually carries itself very well. Highly, highly, highly recommend.
Yes.
Good comfort show.
Good comfort show. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. We're planning to do at least one review of a movie or TV show a month. A new thing we're trying, because we like to experiment, try new things. We don't want to get boring around here.
No, we want to keep you on your toes.
And we get to do two things we like by doing these. We get to watch a lot of movies or TV shows, and we get to explore the faith more.
And comment.
And comment.
From a Catholic perspective.
Yes.
And we're not going to be just talking about Catholic shows or Christian movies. You already know our thoughts on that. We'll be going into various films. We've got a couple of movies coming out this summer that we're going to probably be commenting on. And it won't be just the two of us commenting on them, so you've got that to look forward to. Should I talk about our course and other things?
Go ahead.
First off, check out our course if you love movies. Hopefully if you're watching this episode, it means you love movies or TV shows. We have a movie course called Morality in Movies. Link is in our description.
Yeah. If you don't want to use the link, or you forget to look at the link, or you can't find the link, it's CatholicismandCoffee.com. Spell it out, all one word. CatholicismandCoffee.com.
And there is the Morality in Movies course. There's a tab right there for you. You can go find some. You can do an individual package. You can do various genre packages and a few other packages that we put together for you, or you can just get the whole thing.
Yes.
There are 20 movies there.
So, like you said, there's individual packages. So if you're like, ooh, I just really love this one movie and I want to hear your thoughts on it, you can just purchase our lesson for that movie. But we have, I think, now 7 or 8 genre packages. You're like, oh, I love all Disney Pixar movies. We've got a Disney package, and we have The Incredibles, Inside Out, and Coco.
So there's a lot there. Plenty for a little bit of everything for everybody.
Yes.
So definitely check that out. I guess it's my turn for shameless self-promotion. I'm writing a book. I'm writing a Filth and Faith memoir. That's how Beth described it, and I couldn't think of anything better. Where I will be talking about various films that help form or strengthen my faith. So hopefully you all get some inspiration, or at the very least be entertained. The hard part of putting it together is done. Just right now we're in the editorial phase, and hopefully we'll have that out later this summer.
Yes. I know we've been saying we're in the editorial phase for a while now. It's a long process, and it's a pretty decent-sized book.
Yeah. Because I wanted to give you a really good meaty book for my first book out.
Yeah, I think it's the longest book we've put together so far.
Yeah. So I didn't want to be a wimp and give you weak tea on my first book by my onesie.
So I've read this book. It is good, and I'm not just saying that. I'm a harsh critic.
She is. So, I believe that's all we have for today.
Continue to watch our videos, continue to check out our blog, like, comment, subscribe, and support us. Share it with your friends.
Tell your friends. Yes, definitely share. We'll be making these videos. We love doing this with you. Pray for us, especially, because we need all the help we can get. In the meantime, be bold, be brave, be courageous. Enjoy your beverages. God bless.
God bless.